It's proving time.
Forget cable, switch to Frontier. The Fios Triple Play brings dedicated 100% fiber optics to your home. Fios TV, 15x5 internet and digital phone for $119.99 per month with 2-year price protection plan on qualifying service. FrontierPacificNW.com.
You know, we were talking to Brock Heward today. You know Brock, superstar, quarterback.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Head a little misfigured.
He said it, I didn't, Brock. I love you. But he was asking me, he's like, all right, top of your head, give me 5 guys that on the Seahawks that really need to prove themselves. And we started talking defense, offense. But the first 2 guys, outside of Matt Flynn being an obvious as a new quarterback, that came to mind were 2 wide receivers. And it's Sidney Rice, who needs to prove that he can stay healthy. We know he's got ability. We've seen what he can do when he was with the Vikings. When he is healthy, he's very productive. Sidney Rice and Mike Williams. Mike Williams, for me, is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, off-season question coming into this season, because he's a guy that was out of the league. First, top pick, was a bust. He's out of the league. He fights his way back. Pete Carroll gives him a chance. He's a great story. Has a great year when Matt Hasselbeck's here. Last year, Tavares Jackson's here, and Mike Williams is absent for whatever reason. And it's hard to tell how much of it was him, how much of it was Tavares not having that chemistry, that trust, but to me, this is a huge year for Mike Williams.
Well, yeah, he got his contract, too. Let's not forget. I think that comes into play. I'm not saying that's the reason why Mike Williams struggled, Bob, but that's part of this. He ate his way out of the league, got himself back in shape. Pete Carroll gave him another opportunity, made good on that opportunity, then got the contract, and then came last year, and I'm a big Mike Williams fan in terms of the person, but as a football player, it was a disappointing year. Now, was that the lack of chemistry between himself and Tavares Jackson? Who knows? Was it all the issues the team had, at least initially, to start the year up front and not really allowing enough time for Tavares to pass the ball? But he certainly seemed to have a connection with a guy like Doug Baldwin, so why not a guy like Mike Williams, especially at his size, especially around the goal line, especially all the reasons why Pete Carroll gave him a chance. And I agree with you. Brock had his top 5, and maybe if it were a top 6, Mike Williams would be there. But I think you and I are both under the same idea, which is Mike Williams has to have a big year. And I think in some respects that he might be fighting for a job, and maybe that motivation is going to spur him on to a good year.
Well, and you've seen what kind of weapon he can be. I mean, if you're Matt Flynn, how much do you want Mike Williams to be a weapon on your side? I mean, he's bigger than every cornerback out there. He's not going to be a separation guy. You're not going to see him running down free unless there's a blown coverage. He's not going to be a guy that's got this big 5 to 7 yard gap between him and a defender. But he's a guy who can out jump. He can body him. He can screen him out. And Matt Hasselbeck was able to figure that out. He could be utilized as such a crucial weapon with his size and great hands. And you'd think Matt Flynn would be looking at that going, I got to take advantage of that.
If I'm Matt Flynn and I've got a goal-to-go opportunity inside the 5-yard line, I am salivating at an opportunity one-on-one on the edge on a fade route to throw that ball up toward the corner of the end zone and have number 17 come down with it. Huge opportunity there that for whatever reason just didn't seem to click with Tavares last year, and obviously we hope it happens with Matt Flynn this year.
Well, we're pulling for Mike because we like him. He's a good guy, and obviously he can produce. So I think Matt Flynn would like him to produce as well. So Mike, come on. Bring it up a notch.
Go.